You're welcome here if you're she, he, we or they. You're welcome here if you're gay, straight or working it out. You're welcome here if you're in a relationship, single, divorced or widowed. You are welcome here if you're inked, pierced, both or neither.
You're welcome here if you're young.
Or young at heart.
You're welcome here if your neurons like to be typical or like to be spicy. You're welcome here if you're more Christian than Colin from Witch Hazel or haven't got the whole faith thing yet.
You are welcome here if you're living on a prayer or could use a prayer right now. You are welcome here if you've got it all sorted or if you've got doubts. You are welcome here. Oi oi, several eyes, and all those who wish to declare themselves safe from not going to an Oasis gig in Cardiff. Hurrah! Let's have some metal instead. Let us gather. As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night. For those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far come as you are to this place and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you. Good evening, Hugh. Water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here, you, me and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine. Right home, look. Oh, no, wrong button. No. No, I don't know. Oh, hello? Hello? Let me out. Hello? Hello? There it is. Hello. Good evening. Greetings, blisters and others. All right, Isabel. Hope you're all right. Welcome, whether you're joining us for the 50th, 500th, millionth time, the first time, you are welcome just to lurk, to kind of watch, listen. But if you want to join in, love to receive comments and discussion through the chat on YouTube and on Facebook. So it'd be good to, as we gather a sense of whatever it is we're going through, we're not going through it alone because we are together. And as someone whose surname was Wesley said, best of all, the divine God, the all-parent, the other, that which is beyond us and gives us hope, is with us too. So greetings, whether you are stateside, this side, upside, downside, oops, upside your head. Random disco reference on a metal thing. Yeah, how are you? I'd love to know how you are. First of all, is there anything that you are particularly thankful for that's just giving you a bit of hope? Maybe you're thankful you're not going to an Oasis gig. Maybe you're thankful that you are going to an Oasis gig. Maybe you're thankful that you wanted to go to the Oasis gig, but actually when it comes to it, it's saved you money with several noughts on it. Maybe you've been to another gig maybe you received the latest Witch Hazel album, and you're enjoying that. Good sir, David. I doff my cap. Doff. Hope you're doing okay, my friend. And if you are in Europe, whether in Germany or elsewhere, up north in the UK or down south, yeah, just good to hear how you are. What has given you hope, joy this day? yeah. Well, I definitely. I've tried to work out how much I'm growing through my hair. Because it gets very burnt very quickly. So I'm kind of going, maybe I'm developing my own natural sunroof. So I thought I'd close the sunroof for a bit today. And how are you all doing? Love to hear how you are. Stuff that's positive, particularly to start with. As we have a think.
Hear the crowd as we roar. See the eagle, it soars. Wind and rain, refresh once more. From fear, hope redefined, we will not be denied. For are we yet alive? The threefold name and rekindle the flame. Faith, hope and love they remain. The song shall stay the same. Like it's all gone too, shall we be downcast too? Or stand shield to shield, together in the field? We refuse to yield. Steadfastly holding the line, for love wins in eternity's time. We keep pressing forward until the last, and our crash shall be forever truth and.
So thank you, Isabel. Thankfulness, but in Old Norse, Fred is more Viking, therefore inherently more metal. So truth and tack. Successful operation yesterday. Cool. That's I'm glad that's gone well, because that is not well, at the best of times it's quite serious, but I'm glad that's been positive. And your bereaved guinea pig. No, but the bereaved guinea pig has a friend. This is amazing. So I when I was little, I had a guinea pig, and my brother had a guinea pig. And for some reason, I called my guinea pig Martin. And I think I was at an age where, like, there was another family, and one of their sons, I thought was pretty cool, and had like long hair and was into metal, and so pay tribute by naming your guinea pig after him, and then hope that they don't find that out at some later stage in your life. And whatever you do, don't broadcast it on a live stream. Whoops. My brother's guinea pig was called Willie. And yes, I shall just leave it there in terms of the day that Willie escaped, and we had to go and ask next door if we could have our Willie back. Yes, and and Willie sadly passed away. Was more wonty by that point than Willie, and my guinea pig sadly followed soon after. It was proper down. It was. So I'm really glad to hear that. That's been good. Oh, that's amazing! Look at this. Aussie Pig of Darkness. That's amazing. Oh, that's beautiful. That's just utterly genius. I love it. Brilliant. And Choose Attack with Gisela. Yes, a few songs of Witch Hazel on Bandcamp. Yeah, so I think the new album is out. I've been pleasure delaying. I'm waiting for the hard copy to arrive, so I haven't listened to it. It's been very hard work, but it's wonderful, and all the stuff on the tour. It's really cool. So I'd love to hear what you think of the new tracks. I know I saw a post. There's a listening party you can sign up to with Witch Hazel on their social media if you fancy that. I hope all is well with adoptedness. And with David, absolutely. Another day in the hot state of Texas. And Midnight Metal Monastery. I said it right because it's written in front of me, you see. Or and Metal Methodist. It's kind of, just those in the know will just now refer to it as that. No. I'm listening to anyway, I don't know why I'm doing that. Yes, they do. I guess that I keep been seriously thinking about getting a haircut recently, and I don't know if to just do it. I don't know if to do the braid the shave from Macmillan thing. I don't know if to contact one of my colleagues who their church is literally a hairdressers. Whether they'd kind of do it for me. We could do like a raise money thing, sponsored thing live on stream. I don't know. I just because it's but then I look at myself without a hat or head and going, that might be what I look like all the time. Unless I go really short, and then it all gets really complicated, and I just put my hat back on and pretend it's not happening. So not had a lot of time this week, but heard some tracks and I saw some fantastic. Cool. That's So if anybody else fancies going to that listening party, that'd be cool. Might see you there or hear you there, interact on chat with you there. But thank you, good people, for sharing what this day has made Yao say. Choose Attack. But maybe as well, whether it's bereavement, whether that's of loved ones, or people, and including animals as well. Those things that give meaning and value to our lives, and that we seek to bestow care for, and the sense of care and blessing and that we receive from that relationship, whether it's with people, animals, music, hair, whatever it is. Maybe there are things this week that have not rocked like socks in a tumble dryer, that have been heavy and not in a cool metal way. A chance to, part of being together is to kind of shoulder those burdens together, to help each other lay them down actually as well. So just a chance to share anything that has not rocked in your week, things that suck. More than a Dyson or other Hoovers. Vacuum cleaners are available. Electrolux. Shh. What is it that you are carrying that's heavy, not in a cool metal way, that perhaps it's okay to lay down or let go of? Just before we do that though, a 12-inch mohawk. That's amazing, dude. And now it goes like your chin. Yeah. So I once, and it got to the point where people would come into my office at work just to look at it. I once did what I can only describe as an undercut, inverted mullet mohawk. So I was trying to grow it, and I got to the stage where it was getting annoying, and I worked out if you undercut it, it made things perhaps look a bit longer. So I ended up doing it myself, like doing that thing, sort of the last Mohicans Braveheart kind of tied back there, shaved all that, and then but shaved that as a sort of was meant to be like a sort of sticky up mohawk thing like that, but then with sort of a full-on mullet thing at the back, and people came off it like, "Hello, why do you? I've never seen you before. Hello, you want to what? Well, no, you just come to look at the hair, haven't you, and laugh. Go away." Yeah, but no, respect to extreme hairstyles by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, whatsoever you can. And for those of us who just wear hats, respect. Yeah, it was definitely a oh, you're laughing at me, not with me, aren't you? Yes. What? Someone hit your car while you're in chapel and driving off? Oh, yeah. Oh gosh, that's a lot. That's a lot. So let's just acknowledge the stuff that is difficult. Yeah, and sometimes just acknowledging it is helpful. And whatever that is for each of us, you know, well, there's always somebody worse off than me. Yeah, but actually, if it's the impact on you in that moment, whatever it is, that impact on how you are is valid as well. So let's just acknowledge some of that, those things you want to lay down, with something that was meant to sound slightly inspired by Ghost.
As the light fades from sight, all is lost into darkest night. Sticks and stones, Maximum
So yeah, cars, strokes, and illness. Yeah, and looking for, in the words of Megadeth, sometimes letting to the, dance in the rain, or in the words of the Levelers, dance before the storm. Looking for those moments of Sabbath, and the promise of dry land, I guess. Those things, even in the midst of, and not to diminish the horrendous stuff. So yes, thank you God for Judas Priest and War Pigs. And yeah, Gisela. Yeah, that's yeah, I think that's okay to be angry and frustrated about stuff like that happening, and I just hope that gets sorted, because yeah, I mean, I hadn't had the same thing, but I had something where gone away, doing stuff with Metal Methodist, and came back and or woke up the next morning to like all this stuff going at my account for a particular like private hire car company that I hadn't used. I hadn't used any car company. Going, I clearly went somewhere last night and someone's up to something with my bank account and being away from in a different place, and or just so you've had to go through that. No, she's my good friend, and you, right back at you with several hats. Oh wow, okay. Wow, I bet that was amazing. That's what did I watch? I think I don't know why something by them came up on my YouTube feed. So it's like years ago since I kind of watched or heard anything by them, but then went, oh man, this is like phenomenal. Yeah. So let's lay those things down that are hard, difficult, that quite justifiably frustrate us, and kind of want to know that those emotions and things can be destructive for us as well. So acknowledging them, but also kind of trying to work out what to do with them in a positive way as well is and the amount of internal effort sometimes to do that, I guess, as well. So just all of that, let's lay it down. The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down. And as we do, I believe the divine, the all-parent, the metaphysical God, the other, in the person of Jesus, comes running out to meet us, arms open wide, saying, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, even if you don't like Iron Maiden, but why wouldn't you? And I will give you rest. May rest and peace, refreshment, hope be yours in whatever way you need it this night. Amen. And now, a reading. So this is from the New Testament, Galatians, or the letter to the Christians in Galatia, followers of Jesus, the followers of the way of Jesus in Galatia, chapter 6, verse 7-16, which says this. So Galatians 6, 7-16. Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for you reap whatever you sow. If you sow in your own flesh, you will reap corruption from the flesh. But if you sow in the Spirit, you will reap eternal life from the Spirit. So let us not grow weary in doing what is right, for we will reap the harvest time if we do not give up. So then whenever we have an opportunity, let's work for the good of all, and especially for those of the family of faith. See what large letters I make when I'm writing in my own hand. I in my head, I'm like, it's like using a Sharpie, going, like in a Trump kind of way. I don't know, like, massive signature. I don't know if it means large letters or like he writes long letters. I don't know, but in my head, that's what's happening. It's like, look, it's like writing with a paintbrush. Well, anyway, but it's those who want to make a good showing in the flesh that try to compel you to be circumcised, only that they may not be persecuted for the cross of Christ. Even the circumcised do not themselves obey the law, but they want you to be circumcised so that they may boast about your flesh. In other words, you've kind of become one of us. May I never boast of anything except the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, by which the world has been crucified to me and I to the world. For neither circumcision nor uncircumcision is anything, but a new creation is everything. And for those who will follow this rule, peace be upon them and upon the Israel of God, meaning the people of God. Perhaps slightly distinct from the state of Israel, and some of the ways in which it is currently acting. And I say that, yes, I recognise I'm a Christian, but I say that as somebody who is of maternally Jewish descent. So if I now disappear, but I mean, peace and mercy be with everybody. Ultimately, please God. So wonder what you think of that reading. Love to hear what you think. What struck you? What made you go, what? Any thoughts? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I love it. Yeah. Very good. Very good. So as I was reading it, I actually read this before I started streaming for the first time ever, probably. I mean, not this passage for the first time ever, but actually reading the passage I was going to use tonight, but it's the one set for Sunday. I guess most of my life and biblical references and allusions are done through the medium of music or film, usually films related to music, usually related to Wayne's World. But hey, but the first bit about God is. Let me read it again. God is. Don't be deceived. God is not mocked. Just made me think of, for those who are fans of musical theatre, particularly the West End or Broadway and Les Mis. So my favourite musical of all time. In fact, my favourite theatre of all time. In fact, the only thing I've been to see, if I had to, I've seen other things, but I think 18 times was the last. 12 to 18 times is the number of times I've seen Les Mis since I was 12. Hyperfixation. But it has a line in there, and Javert sings it, who's the sort of police officer. You've seen the film with Wolverine in it and Russell Crowe. It's in the musical. It's sung by the character played by Russell Crowe, Javert, who's the police person who life is very, very black and white. And he's not, the two people who both had not the greatest of starts, but he's going, well, if you just do this, then life gets, life is as it should be. And he sings this line, I am the law, and the law is not mocked. Kind of God is not mocked. And obviously within Hebrew theology and the Jewish faith, the law of God, the Torah, is that is the fundamental bit, and it's in terms of Christian scripture that is built upon Jesus as a Jewish man built upon the law. So the law, God being kind of, it's what God gives to Moses. Live in this way within, some might say, this constraint or within this framework. Play in this park and be free to play in this park, and that's good. But it just reminded me kind of God, the law, the ways in which the commandments, the law is God, actually not being mocked, reminded me of that. But the other bit that struck me is, let me just come back to David's comment. Thank you. Yeah, doing the right thing isn't always the most pleasant thing to do, but it's the right thing, right? Yes. Turn left, right? No, turn right, left. Turn left, right, right? Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I do the right thing when there's no one watching. Not that we live in a world where people are watching all the time, I guess. But it's so there was a lady. She was a special raconteur, Palestine. I think she had some very strong comments about the behaviour of the government of Israel. I think the US basically went, well, that's this is anti-Semitic and this person should be removed from their job. And I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong. What I'm trying to say is when she was then interviewed on UK media, her thing that she said was, look, I'm in this position within the United Nations, and it's I don't get paid for this role, but this is role, and she said, in the future, I cannot live with myself if in future I have to look at my children and didn't in this moment speak while I'm in this role with the opportunity to speak and be heard, see and act and speak according to what she felt was right in terms of impact of the current conflict on particularly she's talking about children particularly. So I'm not but yeah, and clearly she was trying to do what she felt was right, and clearly the responses from governments. I mean, I've only mentioned the US because I don't know what other governments. It was just the US were quoted as the government who'd responded, challenging her view and asking for it to be removed. But yeah, she's done a brave thing, whether you agree with her or not, to stand up and to say that. Oh, that's nice. Have you heard the latest? Jesus Christ is the greatest. That's cool, man. I like that. So yeah, it is really hard to what is the right thing, and is context key, and and I guess this reading is helpful because it helps us. Well, it helps me kind of get to a sense of what is right. And this next line about, so we've got the, God is not mocked. If you sow in your own flesh, you will reap corruption from the flesh, which immediately, of course, made me think of the amazing lyrics of Harvester of Sorrow by Metallica. So I shall share some of those now. My life suffocates, planting the seeds of hate. I've loved, turned to hate, trapped far beyond my fate. And it's all about somebody who's not had really has had a really tough upbringing, and the impact of that, and how those experiences and the impact of that, you reap what you sow. It's exactly this, and actually it's, you could kind of change the line that says flesh, and it's not saying that flesh humanity is fundamentally less wrong, evil. It's not a kind of dualistic thing. I don't think, probably influenced and writing in a time where there's a lot of kind of Gnostic spirit, good, flesh, bad, left, right. But this thing of, if you do things in your own strength, then actually, we can get things wrong as human beings. But actually, if we sow in the spirit, then we reap God's rewards, which are life in all its fullness. So, yeah, I guess similar to the Metallica song, actually, if we, and it goes back to what Gisela was saying, I think acknowledging that there are things that absolutely make us angry, and that can be a good thing. I guess it's how we use that. How do we use that as a force of motivation to enable us to choose what is good and right and wholesome and life-giving, not just for us but for the people as well. Not choosing what's right for them, but how we might choose action, even if it's kind of coming out of the things that have made us go, how do we rise above that and use that to rise above, use it as an energy, I guess, in terms of seeking the path of righteousness, trying to act in line with God's mercy and grace and love. So I just thought it was a way of getting Harvester of Sorrow in, basically. That's, and I can't say that on Sunday morning, so I thought I'd say it tonight. I'm listening to it, and it's, this thing about large letters, whether he's writing in big letters or whether he's writing a long letter. Excuse me. But this thing again that I think we've spoken about loads here of the pressure to look, be, act, have a certain way in order to fit in. And quite often, other people want us to do that because they can go, oh, well, you see, look, that makes us look good. And God's, none of that. God's like, that's Jesus, like, that's nothing. So equally, whether you were born into the Jewish faith, whether you converted to the Jewish faith and were circumcised, it kind of, I think, the letter here is saying actually in Jesus, there is no male or female. There is no slave or free for all are a slave to Christ. That actually it's not about the world and its views of who's in, who's out, who's left, who's right, who's whatever. It's actually we're all children of God, and it's what's on the inside, like kind of circumcision of the heart, but actually God's law, the command to love the Lord your God with all your heart and your soul, and your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus says, and I give you a new commandment, as I have loved you, love the other, as in a sacrificial, self-giving love. So it seems to me, to quote Stone Roses, love is the law. But actually then, regardless of what we look like on the outside, or whether we're wearing the right uniform or the right badge or whatever it is, actually that doesn't matter. We've gone through the X, Y, and Z rituals or rites, whatever. Actually, it's what's here, inside here, that counts. And actually, the spirit, the fruit bit, is actually when this is in line with love, then actually it informs the way in which we act and speak, and so that we express things that are, I believe, of God, that are fruits of the Spirit, that are about acting justly, including standing up for the right thing, even when it's difficult and not popular. That we walk humbly, that we seek to act justly, and that we show mercy, and that we put love and peace above. That's what it's about, not about gender or ethnicity or going through the rights to belong to a certain faith, sect, whatever. Anyway, wiffle waffle. Hope that made some sense. And actually, as we are a new creation, we are children of God. We are custodians of God, like Pantocrator say. And if God is for us, as it says in Romans, who is against us? Because nothing in heaven or earth or death or angels or anything, or famine or sorrow can separate us from God. God is with us in all of that. I'm talking about the Christ who was crucified for the world to enable all of this new creation and fullness of life to happen. The God who absolutely understands and has been through that and is with us in that. But ultimately, new creation of us, of humanity, or a recreation, going back to God's original intention, that we live in a relationship with God that is so open and comfortable that actually we don't need clothes. That's not an advert for naturism, but in terms of actually there is no shame. There is no shame. There is nothing to hide from God, because we're living as we were intended to be, And ultimately, that's the promise for all creation, that there is that new creation, a recreation, the healing of the nations, all of that stuff. So, is there anything that we want to bring as and for prayer this evening?
One night of the highest king, oh, will welcome me. I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me. Oh, his grace runs deep. While I was still a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, he died for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for
So yeah, thank you, Isabel. Yeah, prayers for all those in hospital, those in pain. Yeah, for healing. Thinking of somebody who's going in hospital next week. Thinking, I don't know if I said this last week, but I have a hernia at the minute, which is in a less not okay place than the last one I had. But yeah, is like gonna have to do something at some point. But yeah, just those who are struggling, the bereaved. Yeah, thank you, Gisela. Yeah, sickness and cancer, absolutely. Yeah, and peace in the world. Yeah, just I know there's more talks about peace. There's conversations around, the situation in Ukraine. Please God, that song, Waymaker, Miracle Worker. There's another song called Chainbreaker, and it's just like, the stuff, whether it's history, our sense of claim and just cause and righteous and other things that we think, just all of it, just the chains that just get in the way of peace and love and respect for our shared humanity. Please God. Yeah, all these things. Let's make our offering for this night to the All-Parent as we share together in these words. To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I wonder how long that went for. I don't know how long that went for. Several minutes. I won't repeat everything, partly because I can't remember what I was saying, but thank you for that, Isabel. I think I was generally trying to say, yeah, as David said, actually, yeah, don't stop believing. We can keep the faith because God keeps faith with us. and we are the agents of the change for love and for peace that is God's plan for each of us and for the world. So, yeah, I don't think there are any notices. He wrote stuff down tonight, and I wrote at the top notices, and it's still blank. I haven't thought of any. But hey, check out Witch Hazel on social media for their post about the listening party. Free. So yeah, check out the whole album, the new one. And perhaps see you there. But thank you for being you, and for being in the world, and for being together. And we go in peace, and we go for peace. And whether you're watching Glastonbury, Wimbledon, the currently very uncomfortable test match between England and India, the Formula One, or Euro 25 and the Lionesses playing tomorrow night, whatever it is you're doing this weekend, just know that you are not alone. I mean, you have those moments of Sabbath within it, and may it be Black Sabbath. And just, thank you for being you. Keep on being you. Until then, just that moment where you have those experiences that you enjoy, a shared experience. Let's experience that now. As are you watching the Black Sabbath live stream? Yes. Yeah. I am. That's come around too quick. I was going to book a ticket. I assume you can still book a live stream ticket. Is it 29 quid? Oh man, that's like Lionesses, Notts County and Alfrington, Stanley. Who are they exactly? No, Alfrington. What? Oh, and that. Oh, blimey, that's. Oh, I don't know what to do now. That's a lot. Oh, in between shepherding small people to parties and stuff. Don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Write a sermon. But anyway, let's, whatever your shared experience that's going to rock your world this weekend, let's have a bit of that now as together. Sway with me, Metal Compline. Sway with me. Metal Comp. Oh, you can still get a ticket, and your son got a resale standing ticket. Oh, amazing! Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So we shall. You need to send him in your Metal Methodist T-shirt so we know it's him. You're going to the birthday of your daughter-in-law. I hope that's good. That's really good. I hope that's good. But can you have it in one ear, Gisela? Can you get sort of earbuds, weigh your hair down, and just kind of go, oh yeah. Sort of halfway through a conversation about sort of the food or the weather, and you kind of just suddenly start giving out lines from the War Pigs or something. That'd be brilliant. Anyway, it doesn't fit in. Right. Well, we shall look out for him. Whatever you do, do what I want. Don't do what I usually do. And all I see that person, I'll just draw a circle around it. So I go, I forgot. It don't wash off. It's that's a Sharpie on the telly. That ain't coming off. Anyway, sorry. That's a terrible joke. It wasn't even a joke. I'm going to stop now. My brains aren't fully being kept in by this hat anymore. So thank you. And sway with me, Metal Compline. Sway with me, Metal Compline. I pressed the wrong button. I need to press this one to end it. Goodbye. Why is nothing happening? Why is it not? Oh. Don't worry. This Black Sabbath won't be having this problem. Anyway, bye.